All right, so welcome everyone to tonight's Zoom meeting. We have a special guest, Scott Richtie from what it is. I forgot the name now.
It's next generation. Next
Next
generation.
Generation Trust Company. I do apologize about that. I'm sorry, I had a brain freeze. They're in Roseland. They are a self-directed IRA company. I just wanted to kind of bring Scott on because, first of all, he's local. A lot of people who may be thinking about or know about or heard about self-directed IRAs may not know that there's a company that is local to Essex County. So I wanted to bring him on, introduce him, and let him tell you a little bit about what he does at his company and how he could help, everyone in their with their IRAs, and hopefully you'll try to move some money over to his company and use the self-directed IRA and all the benefits that it has. So Scott brings a wealth of experience to his role with the sales and marketing team at Next Generation Trust Company, where he focuses on business development for the company. He has more than 10 years of experience in the sales arena, including 7 years in financial services, where he worked extensively with both group and individual retirement plan accounts. Scott has also worked in operations as well as marketing, media, and public relations, all of which serve him and bring diverse perspectives to his current role with Next Generation. Scott is a graduate of University of North Carolina, Wilmington, where he earned a BA in English and also earned a film/slash video production certification from New York University. In 2007, he received his Life Underwriting Training Council Fellow designation from the American College of Financial Services in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. So I want to welcome in Scott here, and he's just going to tell you a little bit about his company and what he does, and we'll ask him some questions, and we'll just kind of go, back and forth a little bit. We won't be here too long, but thank you for joining us tonight, Scott.
Thanks for having me, Gilbert. That was quite an introduction, so I really appreciate it.
All right.
Again, my name is Scott. I am with Next Generation Trust. We are a company, a custodian for self-directed IRAs. Self-directed IRAs it's basically more of a term where you would direct us to make the investment for you. It's a product that deals with the alternative asset universe. So what that means is we're not Main Street, we're not Wall Street, we're dealing with things like real estate, precious metals, cryptocurrency, and things like that. What we are not is an investment advisor. We're not a fiduciary. So we cannot tell you what to do in terms of investments. We could just provide education. So if you came to us with questions about certain investments, we could provide an educational background of that investment for you, but we cannot recommend certain investments since we are not a fiduciary. The alternative asset landscape is pretty vast, but the majority of it is actually real estate. So that's good that I'm addressing everyone here tonight. Whether it's loaning money, you can do some hard money lending with a self-directed IRA. You can buy and hold with real estate with a self-directed IRA. You could fix and flip, another strategy with a self-directed IRA. There's really endless opportunities. One of the things you cannot do is life insurance. The other thing is collectibles. Almost anything else can be utilized using a self-directed IRA. I alluded to before, we're not Wall Street, so we do not deal with publicly traded assets. We do not deal with mutual funds or stocks and bonds, but anything that's considered in the alternative asset universe, those are products we can sell. Now, I'm just going to talk a little bit about retirement. Many people now live in retirement just as long as they were in the workforce. So I guess the concern for so many people is, am I going to outlive my money? So you don't want to outlive your money. So using alternative assets as a strategy is a good thing to consider, because the return you get is just like an investment in a stock or a bond. But if you're fixing a house and then flipping it, the return you're getting, it's almost like what you would get if you bought a stock and the stock appreciated. So the returns are sometimes greater when you consider what you can do with an alternative asset. Now, because it's a non-traditional asset, the rules are essentially the same from a contributory point of view, contribution. You can make, if you're over 50, you can make $7,000 contribution a year. If you're under 50, you can do 6,000. If you are rolling money over, you can roll it over from an old 401k, or you can transfer the assets from an existing IRA that, say, it's in Fidelity, UBS, something like that. So there's a multitude of ways to get assets into a self-directed IRA, but the IRA itself works just like a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA. The principles of the IRA are still the same. And you can self-direct with, like I said, you can do a traditional, you can do a Roth, you can do a SEP IRA. For people in the real estate business, a lot of times a SEP IRA is a good way to go. It allows you to defer a lot of money. You could do a simple IRA. You can do a solo 401k. It's all the properties of a 401k. It's just for a one plan participant. You can even do a health savings account or a covered L. So there's a lot of opportunities to do investing with a self-directed IRA because there's a lot more plans than just a traditional IRA. The possible investments, like I said, they include real estate. You can do mortgage notes. You could do secured notes or unsecured notes, crypto, which is obviously very big, very volatile, but very big. You can do private equity. You can do hedge funds, joint ventures, privately held corporations. All these things are things that you can use as an investment vehicle when you're using a self-directed IRA. The good thing is for any advisors out there, fee-based advisors, you are able to bill the IRA for your services. So a lot of fee-based advisors are earning money on what they have under management. So when you're doing a self-directed IRA, if you put a client into a self-directed IRA, you can have them get billed, that IRA get billed for your services so you could still make money. The unfortunate thing for people who are like producers or registered reps or investment advisors, if they're not earning a fee, it's not possible to earn a commission for this. So that's why a lot of financial advisors might not be as attracted to this. But if you're a fee-based planner, it's definitely an alternative asset, is a good vehicle to consider for for your clients. Our social media presence is on LinkedIn, and we're on Facebook, and we're on Instagram. Our website is nextgenerationtrust.com. That's nextgenerationtrust.com. Our phone number is 973-533-1880. Again, my name is Scott. So I'm just going to go now into any questions you might have about self-directed IRAs.
Okay, appreciate that, Scott. Thank you. That was some good information there. I guess my first question is, what types of, you had mentioned that your company provides education. What types of education does the company provide, and is that on the website?
Well, what we do is, yes, to answer your question, yes, there's information on our website. We have white papers, we have blogs, and we also have webinars. And that's one of the ways we do education for our prospects and also our existing clients. They get on our mailing list, and you can sign up for a white paper or a newsletter on our website. And then you'll see what periodically we do webinars about certain topics, whether it's hard money lending, real estate, hedge fund investment. And those vehicles are great ways to educate the consumer on what to invest in when they're utilizing a self-directed IRA.
Okay. And currently, how much money does your company manage?
We have over $650 million under management at this point.
Okay. And have you seen a increase, I guess, maybe since, everything is around COVID. So have you seen an increase of people moving money into self-directed IRAs over this time, or maybe over the last 5 years? Has it been something that people have been doing more of?
Well, it's been growing as a sector. I'd say 3 to 4%, maybe 3 to 5% of the the retirement investment universe is in self-directed or alternative assets. So not a large percentage of the retirement income that's out there that people are using or are looking to increase is invested in the alternative asset universe. But it is growing. With regard to point two of your question, we finished strong last year. We had one of our better years. Now, obviously, you balance that out because COVID hit at the end of the first quarter, but we've maintained the balance of what we have under management. So we haven't been impacted too significantly from COVID. We've managed to maintain. Obviously, there were issues with clients needing money. It's real estate. There's a lot of people in the buy and hold where they're renting properties. The government made rules and regulations about whether or not you have to pay your rent, and that puts the owner of the property out because they have to abide by the laws. But for the most part, we did fine. We made it through COVID, and knock wood, we're coming out of it very soon.
Okay, all right. And in terms of like the accounts that you mentioned, you said that there are several different accounts. Do you have a percentage maybe of the types of accounts that you have? Do most people just have traditional and Roth as opposed to the SEP and some of the and also you guys do you guys do health savings and Coverdell like education savings account?
Yes, education savings account. Yes.
Okay.
I would say the vast majority are traditional IRAs.
Okay.
Now, again, we have shares of the other ones, but the vast majority of what we do are traditional IRAs.
And do you like try to talk to your clients about possibly, doing some of those other accounts, or you just, I guess you kind of stay away from the advice type of thing, because a lot of times people don't realize is that they can take certain money and then move it into maybe a health savings account or some type of educational account for their child, maybe move a small amount and start to use that to invest and do different things to see that grow. Is that something that you guys do, or you kind of stay away from that type of advice?
Oh, well, like I said, we're not fiduciary. And although personally I do have some of the background with regard to the retirement services, we generally very basic questions we'll address, but for the most part, we advocate using their financial advisors or accountants for those kinds of questions.
Okay. And do your clients invest? Do they invest in real estate? Do you see a lot of that? Do you see, is it a smaller percentage? Are they doing some of the other things like the cryptocurrency now because it's such a big thing? I didn't even realize that you guys did cryptocurrency, and I kind of want to talk about that because I don't think a lot of self-directed IRA companies do the cryptocurrency unless things have changed a lot since the last time I checked. But um, can you speak to is real estate a big part of a lot of your clients' accounts?
Real estate is a large part of what we do. Definitely from whether it's residential, commercial, the all aspects of mortgage lending is also something people can do with the self-directed IRA. So under the umbrella of real estate, there is a lot of opportunity. So there is a lot that we do. With regard to cryptocurrency, the cryptocurrency it's interesting. We have our clients, they need to get an IRA LLC at this point, and things may change, but at this point, they need to get the IRA LLC, and we require that they work with an ERISA attorney to do so. When you get when you set up a crypto, you have a digital wallet, and you're the one. Basically, the reason why they use an IRA LLC, it's also known as a checkbook IRA.
Mm-hmm.
You have control. It kind of takes control away from the custodian. Which is good and bad, or I shouldn't say good and bad, but pros and cons.
Yeah.
The pro is you're in control of your own money. The con is you're in control of your own money. So you need to be very fastidious with what you're doing. But the crypto, because of the digital wallet, I've seen seminars and that with the nature of it is you get a password to your digital wallet. If you lose that password, that's it. And it's it seems like every day, like if I go to if I'm on Best Buy website, every day I change my password because I can't remember. doesn't work like that in the cryptocurrency world. So if you don't have your digital wallet, password, then it's an issue. So it's popular now. It's dominating the news now. We don't give advice, but it's just something that people really should not jump into without really doing their research.
So in terms of cryptocurrency, do they have to have the wallet as part of the account
Yes.
with you guys?
The digital wallet comes, yes. I mean, with cryptocurrency, we do very little. We're just the custodian of the LLC.
Mhm.
When you open up an IRA LLC, the IRA essentially becomes the bank.
Right.
So our role is to kind of monitor the bank, so to speak. But the crypto, all the transacting is done by the individual.
Mhm.
So our role is very limited with regard to crypto.
Okay. And me, I'm in the real estate space, in the note space. I guess, what would you suggest for somebody like myself that's trying to get in front of your clients? Is there a way to do that? Is there something that can be done? Because it's my understanding that there's tons and tons of money sitting in these accounts that's actually not doing anything. It's there, but it's not doing anything. So how does somebody kind of break through and get in front of these people and potentially talk to them about those lending opportunities and some of those other opportunities that you mentioned earlier?
Well, remember, we're not a broker dealer, so our book of business is not like our clients are more like we're working for our clients, as opposed to our clients, coming to us for advice. So for something like what you would be interested in is maybe if you specialize in notes, maybe we can consider a joint webinar where we would do a webinar where I talk about what I do and you talk about what you do, and then we would each mail to our respective uh, webinar lists or newsletter lists, and however people attend, that's how you would get your exposure.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I definitely would want to do something like that. Like I said, this is our first time meeting, and I appreciate the time that you gave me and the information. So definitely will want to do that. Let's see, do I have any other questions here? Oh, what are your fees?
Oh, well, the fees are, we have two different fee schedules. Precious metals, if you deal with precious metals, that's a different fee schedule. That's $100 annually, and then that's $50 per metal that you purchase. So if you buy like silver, gold, palladium, or platinum, if you bought each one, that'd be $50 per, in addition to your custodial fee. The other fee schedule we have are for all other transactions. It's $325 a year for all assets. That's one option. That's our flat rate fee. We also have what we call a variable rate fee, and that's based on the assets that we have from the prospective customer. That break point is around $30,000. So after $30,000, it makes the most sense from a cost perspective to go with the flat rate fee of $325. I think $25,000, it's $300. So that's kind of, after 25, you go to 30, then I think it goes up to 390. So it would be better to just go with the annual rate of 325. And then
Okay.
we transact most of our business through DocuSign or electronic applications, but paper applications are also available. There's a $50 application fee for paper applications, $25 application fee for DocuSign.
Okay, cool. So it's not, only thing is per transaction is precious metals. Is there a per transaction way of doing things if you don't want to do the 325 or the 395 that you mentioned in terms of the amount? Can you sign up to do like a certain amount for every transaction?
No, our rate schedule is fixed.
Okay.
So when you make your initial investment, there's also a $100 fee for that. And then there's a few other fees, that would be somewhat tedious to go through at this point, but we're very transparent. Like our fee schedule's in our application. So when you see our fee schedule, you'll know. And then if you have any questions about specific fees, we'll be happy to address them.
Okay, cool. Well, I think that's, all the questions I have. We didn't want to go too long. Like I said, we just wanted to make people aware that your company is out there, and what you can do for them and the service that you can provide. And I definitely want to see about connecting with you in the near future to, talk about note investing and hopefully get that out to your clients. And I'm definitely going to get this out to people in my sphere. And hopefully we can, send some business to you your way. So if you want to leave your contact information one last time, we can do that before we end.
Okay. Let me just see. Do I have a slide? No. All right. It is Scott R, SCOTTR, at Next Generation Trust, all one word, nextgenerationtrust.com. And Gilbert actually has my email if you want it. And it's 973-533-1880. 973-533-1880. And that is the office line. We're all working remote, but we have a receptionist, and through the wonders of technology, I could get transferred a call to my house.
Cool.
And also, Gilbert, I look forward to setting up that in-person networking that we discussed, which would something maybe in the next couple months now that they're opening up, or relaxing regulations, I guess.
Right.
So we'll see how all that goes, but something I definitely look forward to.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to most likely do that in Montclair. There's a place in Montclair. I mean, we're going to get that officially locked in once, Scott's company allows him to come back out and, go back to quote unquote normal, or some semblance of normalcy. So hopefully, by the summertime, we'll be able to do that, and it will be most likely in Montclair, but we'll give all those official details. And then we'll also reschedule to come back on here where we can invite people to learn about real estate notes, and again talk to Scott about what he can do, and the benefits of his company. So once again, I'd like to thank you. It's great meeting you, and hopefully we'll continue to develop this relationship. But I appreciate your time tonight, and look forward to getting together real soon.
Certainly, Gilbert. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, you have a good night, Scott.
Have a great evening.
All right, bye bye.